In the mix.
And a very happy hump day to one and all. Hello, I am Spifftastic Me, and I'm here with my co-caster Maniclass. Maniclass, happy hump day. How you doing?
I'm doing very well. It's been a bit of a warm one today for me, so I am sweating a little bit, but that's okay. Because if I like my Overwatch one way, it's hot.
That's quite all right. I hope your AC is working. Today we have a match between Safe Haven and the Frantic Lavacats, and I'm looking to look through some of these players here. We got Fletch and Orbit going to be on our main tanks. Aldrill is going to be on your DPS as well, as long with Smugget, who's more of the projectile. But I'm actually looking to Aldrill because I can't play hit scans very well, and they're more of a widow and like a soldier, but and maybe even McCree because we got the changes coming in. But we got on our support we have Chaotic and Stonewall. They're both kind of good with all the healers, but Chaotic's going to be more of the main healer, and it looks like Stonewall's going to be more of the off healer. Who do we have for the Frantic Lavacats?
We have. Well, first of all, we're going to start obviously with like the tanks or the flex DPS type of people. So we have Mixstick and Young Vegeta 2. Mixstick is going to be mainly operating the main tank properly. Probably going to be seeing a lot of ball from him. Young Vegeta though, more of a flex player. So while he is listed underneath the second tank slot, he loves to play his Doomfist, which is very understandable. And then Zephyr and Bigfoot will be the proper DPS players. Gonna coming in with maybe some Widow, maybe some Genji. Whereas Habi and EMM Ruby, they will be the ones leading up the back line, getting in there with that Ana Mercy heal combination potentially. But you know what? I think we'll see a little bit more variety from that than just those 6 heroes. So I'm looking forward to this one. And I hope we're going to get into it because we're going to start with Ilios, aren't we?
I hope so, because again, Ilios is going to be the first in the troll maps. Again, this is a best of 4 that can go any which way. We saw Monday, we saw Tuesday, some great games in this league. So I'm looking forward to more of the same because it was a more nail biters more than anything. Ilios for me is actually one of my favorite control maps of them all. There is Lijiang Tower, which is kind of nice, but I like Ilios for mainly the well, and I like the lighthouse because I love environmental kills. What are some things you like and dislike about the Ilios maps?
Well, I mean, in general, for me, I always have a little bit of trouble liking control maps lately, but that more has to do with the fact, like, how the game mode goes. But that doesn't necessarily have anything to do with Ilios. I think my main pet peeves about Ilios itself are that the well, while yes, the environmental kills are nice, it's very hard to push back into. In the same way that a lot of other maps have, because not only the choke to get into it is very tight, it's also that the environmental kill that once you get through it is just a very likely thing to happen to you. But I just love those long sightlines on Ruins. Like, I really hope we're going to see Ruins as one of the first two, so that even if there is a 2-0, we at least get to see it. Because both these teams actually throwing out a Widow pick, potentially, from Zapper and Ultra specifically. And that would be something that's very nice to see, because we haven't seen snipers in Overwatch for like a proper meta in a while.
It's usually been the 3-3, and I'm really looking forward to 2-2-2 being a thing. We saw, but what was really nice is, again, on Monday, the game we were casting, we actually saw the 2-2-2 beat out the Goats, and then the Goats wasn't being played badly. It was actually played very, very well, and somehow the McCree and the Junkrat that was being played on the defending team on Horizon Lunar Colony was enough to hold them back multiple times, and it blew my mind. It made me happy looking forward to Overwatch. So we're not just going to see this 3-3 happening, and that patch can't come sooner. It needs to come sooner rather than later for me.
Yeah, I think it's also one of those phenomenons where now that you know it's coming, you're kind of, why isn't it here already? Because now there's almost no point talking about what's currently happening, because we just have to think about what's going to happen next. What is Sigma going to bring to the table? Like, whenever a new hero comes, whenever these big balance changes come onto the PTR, I'm always, I know this is not yet live, but I'm already thinking about it. So I know exactly where you're at rather sooner than later. Might as well throw it onto live today. But that's not going to be the case. And well, also not going to be the case that we're going to be thrown straight away into the maps. So we have a little bit of time to talk about the rest of the map pool for today. So we're starting on Ilios, obviously, but then we're going to go on to Numbani, Temple of Anubis, going to see a little bit of Junkertown. So there's a very fun maps, all of them, and I really cannot wait to see what these teams are going to do with them, because Numbani in particular is one of my favorite maps. And
You're well balanced
really
of the hybrid maps.
Yeah, because I was really disappointed during the Goats meta that was really one of those maps where I really thought this is where teams can definitely run something different. And we saw that in the last stage where like teams like Shanghai, we're definitely running more DPS comps there, like Doomfist,
Yes.
Farah, things like that. And I think it's always been like that. But once you get to that last point, it's very hard to keep running those high mobility comps, because then you get to that choke point, and if you're not snowballing it, you sort of have to switch over to that heavy composition. And like you said, it's a very balanced map. It really has everything in it, if you look at it right. And attacking that first point and defending that first point, I think it's one of the most interesting dynamics that you have on any map in the entire game. So I'm really looking forward to that one in particular. I don't know if one of the other two maps jumps out to you.
I've always been a favor of Junkertown. Not necessarily. It is a very fun map, but it's also aesthetically pleasing to me. It's kind of got its own personality. Sure, Numbani has its own personality, being like the high tech, higher class main downtown city, but then literally opposite of that is Junkertown. I like all the lore that's actually in both spawn rooms, and I like that when you're coming out on attack, there's very, very good opportunity to start on snipers and start on a Widow, and then maybe get a pick, maybe get some good what do you call it, reconnaissance by scoping down, seeing where they are, seeing where they're set up, and then right away switch off without being down at all. Because on those payload maps, you can be back way behind and having your team push forward onto the payload, and it works just fine. And there's at least two really big fighting points, and they're completely different even from the very start to the first point. First point, high ground and kind of contained, and you have to get past the underchoke underneath the bridge. Then the second time, before you get to that first point, it's super open. It's so different to attack and defend on that one. But we're actually moving into the game finally. And again, this is a match between the beautiful teams. As I look at my Then again, we have Frantic, Lavacats, and Safe Haven. Safe Haven is going to be your team
in the red.
Which ones are which?
Yeah, they're gonna be in the red here. Safe Haven in the red, Frantic Lavacats in the blue. Still a little bit of a skirmish going on here onto the Ruins map until we get finally on their way. But Ruins is gonna be the start one, and that
one you're looking forward to.
One. Yeah, that's exactly the one I wanted. So I don't know if they're gonna run the Widows, but I definitely want to see them.
I mean, they might go a little bit more in between with more of the mid-range high ground where users like it, like in an Ashe. But for me personally, I'm more of a support player, and I love playing Baptiste on this one because there's high ground hops you can do to get in and out of the fight, and especially with his arcing heal, it actually makes really good sense to have him, say, perched up with the Widow and healing his team while they're on the point. And I like this map for those reasons, but I like the other two because the environmental kills. This is kind of like a killing arena box. The other two are kind of more open with the boops that could happen or the hooks, but this is, I can expect, like, you have to do one of the other. You have to do very long range sights with the Widows, the Hanzos, the Ashes, or you need to be doing like Brawl, make them come to the point. But the one who wins the Widow duels between Zapper and Aldril is going to define who kind of has the better opportunity to take the first point.
No. I will say though, Genji's a lot of the time can do a lot of work to either deny or distract Widowmakers a lot, and even tanks like Wrecking Ball, Winston, Diva, like the higher mobility ones, they can do a lot to deny a Widow a lot of things, and that's especially effective if she has like a Mercy pocket, which it looks like AMM Ruby is going to do for Zapper. Not a Mercy on the other side though. Aldra's going to be left a little bit more alone, and the tank department does it pretty differently. So I'm looking forward to this triple DPS Wrecking Ball versus the 222.
The 222 of the fantastic Ranzari. Again, your Safe Haven is up on your top right, and top left is going to be your Lavacats. And looking for those first bloods, Aldril already getting plenty of his ult charge, getting several of those shots up since he's on the high ground, but the lot more aggressive Safe Haven is kind of pushing, they're being more defensive. They're not going on to the point. Frantic Lavacats kind of is taking this first pick. They're regrouping. They are going to come forward. They are going to big dash forward, getting a bunch, but it's going to be put to sleep, and in half is going to be destroyed onto the ground. And I really wish that the kill feed was there so it'd be easier for me to see. But we got Aldril and McSmugget already down and out for the count. They are down 2 to 64 in favor of the Frantic Lavacats.
Yeah,
it's taken out, and Connect Gnome is down, and it's going to be moving over to Safe Haven first, getting the first few percentages, but the fight is actually still continuing. Stonewall already down, so both healers are down right now for Safe Haven.
Yeah, I saw the arrows going down. Not exactly know who they went down to. They get a little bit of a stall here. Oh, Chaotic Gnome even goes on. Wow.
They are able to stick to one great stall. Again, every little percentage point does matter. Every little percentage does matter. So they did get to 17% before it looked like the Lavacats were able to get it for it. And fun little fact for us, Lavacats to me is red. So it's going to take me a second to realize that they're actually in blue.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. Because lava is red, so I'm not blaming you for that one whatsoever. But I mean, they're gonna obviously come back in here, and I think they're gonna have a little bit of trouble with this heavy tank setup, especially against that Doomfist. It just keeps knocking them around, and fighting on this side is gonna be hard for them with all that CC.
Junior Karaoke double ults being used on the side of the Lavacats. Blade is not finding purchase anyone, but thanks to that anti-grenade, Captain Fletch did fall, as well as Chaotic Gnome, despite having used the Lucio ult. It's not gonna be enough. Orbit also falls. That is Bigfoot, and they did push forward when Mixstick was taken down, but being one of the absolute fastest and most mobile heroes in the game, the hamster comes back with plenty of time to spare.
Yeah, definitely is there, and they're keeping up the percentage already to 50%. Nice minefield. That really is gonna zone them out for a little bit.
Good spread. They can't use anywhere near. They can't go that way. They have to either go on the far side. And in fact, because of the Doomfist, they need to stick together, which they're doing, but they aren't able to really deal with it. Like, when I think of a Doomfist on the other team, what pops into my head is I either want a McCree or I want a Sombra. What do you think they need to do to counter this very mobile and very aggressive hamster and Doomfist?
Play the same thing, just mirror it, guys. That's what I would do. But yeah, I mean, like you said, Sombra and McCree, they can both work. Is still a Brigitte that's always a good option to protect your supports a little bit more. But it doesn't look like they want to go for that. They're just going to come in and keep using these heavy tanks, and they're having so much trouble. They can't even find the openings for their CC ultimates.
It does look like young Vegeta was trying to duel Aldril up in the air, and then it was McSmugget who did come back and save it and be able to back him up. Eugenio Karaoke backing up a grab that did catch one, and they did fall down, looking for a blade kill onto the ball as he is getting away, and he is going to roll away until he gets to the very top, and then he is taken down. And with 99% going in favor of Lavacats, it is now flipped over to the last one team fight is all Lavacats needs, but right now it's ticking up for Safe Haven.
Yeah, let us highlight a little bit that Aldro actually got the kill in the Zapper in that fight. I mean, you didn't see it in the kill feed, which is a little bit misleading.
We'll get it fixed.
Yeah, and now we got the Genji on it already. So he's just like I said, I talked about it before. Genjis are very good at it, and if you only send one hero after End of Mercy, that's a lot of purchase you're getting out of that one hero. Nicely done for McNugget also getting out.
The site's coming out for a Safe Haven. They know exactly what position. That's actually really good, especially when there's a ball and a flanking Doomfist that's very aggressive, trying to put pressure onto the backline of that Widow. But that's both sites. Both teams know exactly where they are. They'll probably play a little more safe than usual. Genji putting pressure onto Zapper as he somehow coming out. Eugenio Karaoke comes out again. Going to be countered by the Lucio just barely, but a lot of damage is going through still. Stonewall does fall. And M Ruby is down as well. It's 1-1 until Havy is down. That's both healers for the side of Lavacats that are down. They're still going to be trying to be as aggressive as they can because they need to get this over. They only have 1 point. They might even need to back up. If they can back up, it's like 85% is the sweet spot. So if they can engage anytime after that, it's going to be one fight. And because this fight is going on for so long, there is not going to be multiple fights. It's going to be this very long, extended fight that's only going to be right now in favor of Safe Haven because they're slowly just picking them off. McStick goes down, Ruby goes down again. Zapper is hit by a body shot from Aldro. It's not going to be enough. Bigfoot, however, is going to be taken down by 3 members of Safe Haven. They are able to get it into overtime. The rest of the team is there. Eugenio Karaoke going after Anna. Anna grenades used. One more slash. That's going to be all she wrote. McSmugget is able to take down the main healer on the side of Lavacats, but that's going to be enough to have this happen. Shatter solidifies it as it happens. There you go. 100% go first round going to Safe Haven.
Yeah, very nicely done from Safe Haven coming back into that because they were down almost like 9-0. I mean, they had that 70% from the beginning, but that usually doesn't really do you any favors. But, they definitely did a good job when finally they did get the point to actually not use all their ultimates at once, and there was a lot going on there. So, very nicely done here.
Putting us on edge because we don't have a kill feed to go on, so we're literally looking at...
It's very hard,
it's actually kind of fun.
At these,
I'll focus on 1 or 2 people of like the big dude and see what they're doing and kind of try and follow along with what our music man is showing you. But need the feed, super need the feed.
I just want to see people give the right people credit for the right plays, and it's very hard to do that when I can't see who hit the shot on who.
Look, you know what? We'll give the credit to the healers every time somebody dies because we can't tell otherwise, and they deserve credit. But they have the Fair Mercy up in the air for Safe Haven, and there is some answer that could happen. I've seen Genji's take it out, so we're going to be hoping that Bigfoot can deal with it. Oh, its first one goes down is Aldril, thanks to it's double kill on the side from Safe Haven over to the Lavacat, so they are up right now 5v4. So they do have the advantage at punch, almost taking out Stonewall. Finish it up with the ground slam. That's going to be enough. It does look like Lavacats is going to be pushed back as the point is first going to go over to Safe Haven.
Definitely gonna go over to Safe Haven here. They do get the late kills onto Chaotic Gnome, Captain Fletch, and Orbit though, so I think that the Lavacats are gonna come back in here and actually recap it. Same way as it happened on Ruins before, so will the story arc just repeat itself? That's the main question, and they are building up to quite a few ultimates on the DPS side, haven't had to use any, and that's really something you're gonna look forward to, because usually those DPS don't win fights until they have ultimates.
The first ultimate we'll probably see online is going to be the Mercy and then Doomfist, but the minefield here is you need to know where to put the mines because you need to put them right next to the point. If you put them on the point, there's the danger that a lot of them actually go up into the ceiling where none of them actually land. And Ruby's going to be getting the first one down, so it is Safe Haven's opportunity to push forward against Lavacats as they're up 1 until Aldra falls down, who had switched off the Widow onto the McCree, hopefully trying to deal with a lot of the flankers of the Doomfist and the Genji. So a good pick. It also counters the Pharah to some degree. Eugenio Karaoke coming out from the side of Bigfoot, looking for some kills, able to find 1 and 2. Moving on to the point, it is Diva and Ferris here still kind of protecting them from Safe Haven. Is going to be taken out from the Genji's shots from outside, and it's just Mini Diva here kind of stalling. They could have died on point just a little bit, but that's okay. He was trying to run off, which is the proper thing to do. Always try and die with your team. If you're caught out, just jump off the very long jump off a short cliff, I believe is the phrase.
And a lot about that was also Captain Fletch trying to just jump on the supports of the Lavacats, but didn't really get any purchase out of that because they were supporting each other. He didn't even use a Primal Rage for it, and then the rest of the fight was just won by the Lavacats on the other side. So interesting way of using the Winston, trying to go deep, but the distraction just wasn't enough.
Ooh, great takeout of McSmugget on the side from Lavacats onto Safe Haven. Nerf this coming out from orbit, looking for someone that is more of a zoning ult to keep them pushing back, keep them pushed back, because Lavacats has this. They have the sweet spot of 89%. All they can do all they need to do is just push forward. Don't even let them touch the point. Now orbit has switched off onto the hamster, which definitely needs to happen. Aldra has been switching back and forth between different heroes, trying to deal with it. Justice from Schmugget is not going to find purchase anyone. In fact, is going to be taken out by the other Justice, and it's 2 down, 3 down from Safe Haven, and they're trying to move it on the point. It's the last thing to do. Here comes out the mines. Gonna start taking out, takes out Stonewall. Aldro is respawned, but Captain Fletch is taken out as well. Meteor Strike coming onto the point, finishing off the last one that was there from Safe Haven. The Doomfist able to get the overtime just that little bit more. It was not able to get it. Goes 1-1 for Safe Haven and Frantic Lavacats to see who go to the third map here on Ilios.
Yeah, now we're gonna see your favorite environmental one. We didn't really see that much coming out here on the lighthouse map, but I mean we're gonna definitely see a lot more environmental kills coming out here. I don't think it is necessarily going to be a lot. I mean, we have seen a lot of mobile compositions coming out from, especially the Lavacats, so it's definitely perceivable that they will not actually go that they won't
be as many options for.
Yeah, it's like they won't be able to boop them in as much. But on the other side, it could definitely be, especially if that Rotogorissa comes out. So they're gonna try both teams at least. But there's no Lucios, and those are the real boop heroes most of the time. So that's an interesting change.
I like what they're doing here. They're going with the triple tanks because they're more bulky. They'll have the Pharah and the Mercy up and high, and they'll just need to basically protect the Ana of Chaotic Gnome. But it's going to be them reaching first. Good boop from behind from the ball. Great Ana grenade again. Chaotic Gnome finding those great nades, but nobody's following up on them right away. As soon as they get purple, you need to be like trying up there. Interesting spot. It's going to be McSmugget who's going to fall to the first blood. Orbit getting taken down pretty low as well as Aldro. Stonewall's taken down. That leaves Justin Ana to heal 3 tanks and a Pharah up in the air. I believe in you. The boom does find one. Orbit takes the trip into the well. Well done, McStick. Kicks going over to the Lavacats.
Yeah, and it's very nice to see that this is happening. You said it was a very nice anti-nade from Chaotic Gnome, but I think the main issue why they're not getting that much value out of them is because they're using them sort of as a deterrent rather than as an offensive maneuver. So they're not running in with the nade, they're running away and then throwing the nade in order for them not to be attacked as much. So it's rather to deter the divers, just let them run away again, rather than to actually start killing people. And I think that is, if they can make that switch, where Chaotic Gnome can actually throw it before the engage happens, they can move on the Lavacats rather than the other way around.
First death to Aldro as he's out of mech. Does get rezzed and gets right back into mech, but Stonewall unfortunately falls. That means they're already down one. Lavacats up 65 into this fight. Stonewall and McGnome, that's both the healers gone. Only just the 3 tanks left on the side of Safe Haven. Then all they need to do is back up and try again. Stop feeding all the ults, because if I'm looking over on the side of Frantic Lavacats, I see some ults.
And definitely some ults online, and I mean it's almost 6. Haby just has a few more healing points to do, and then it will definitely be there. So 6 ultimates versus 3. Normally that's an equation you'd think would go very heavily in the favor of the Lavacats, but execution is everything, guys. I really, it's still possible that they're going to win this, but it's not really looking that good here for Safe Haven right now.
Great hook onto the Pharah, able to get it. Hooking a Pharah out of midair is no easy feat, and they're going to properly, basically, spawn camp that thing to make sure that nothing happens. The ball is there. Eugenio Karaoke coming out the side, does find Chaotic Gnome, slashing several of them just over and over and over. Captain Fletch is finally taken down. Aldro was able to get away thanks to that grappling hook. but they are going to be having to back up even with the Farah does get one back up. The ball is hanging off the side, and Orbit says, stop swinging off the end, McStick. Just get hooked and fall to your death, please. And they were able to move it over to their side. Safe Haven now on the board for this map, 10% and counting.
10% and counting, 100%. And they have to still get to that, obviously. 91 is a lot to put against, but they at least saved a lot of ultimates through that. I mean, they still have a support ult, DPS, so that attack Tankled coming up, and so does the other side. So it's relatively in that department. Nice minefield though. It's a good start.
If they almost were able to stop that, McShick does fall, but in exchange for Chaotic Gnome, without even being able to use the Nana boost, High Noon comes out, was able to find two, Bigfoot and at least one other one as they fall. Again, we don't have the kill feed, neither do you. So we have here the res comes out, Justice raining from above. Hog is able to get away from around the corner and still going to rain from above. The hook misses this time, hopefully trying to get away. Is not going to be enough, did not have enough health to regroup, but it is still in control of Safe Haven. Lavacats are going to have to regroup and try it again because they used a lot of their ult. They used the first time when they Safe Haven recapped it, and now they only really have the Valkyrie online.
Yeah, and Valkyrie is a very powerful ultimate. It definitely will sustain them a little bit more, but I don't know if that's going to necessarily be enough, especially if they have the nano boost and the Valkyrie on the other side, plus the whole hog, almost the infra side. They have so much to work with that they're really not allowed to lose this. But if they do a quick fight where they use those ultimates, it could be very good for the Lavacats to come back in the next one.
Fizz comes in, gets hooked and deleted right away. Orbit saving this team fight, basically. Also using the whole hog to keep him off the point. We are in that sweet spot of the mid-80s going up to upper 80s. Eugene No Karaoke comes out, and the Ana boost as well, looking for the kill. The Ana does find the kill. Bigfoot does kill Chaotic Gnome and Captain Fletch. It's not going to be enough, and they're still alive though. Frantic Cats are still at full strength. The stuns are happening. Vegeta McStick getting really low. McSmugget does have his ult. He needs to heal back up and use the High Noon as best as he can. Before he falls, he does fall. Stonewall as well. Aldro gets hit. It is slowly going more in favor of the Lavacats, but it is right now still in control of Safe Haven as Orisa and Lucio are still trying to stall the point so the rest of their team can get here. Just barely keeping them alive until Captain Fletch does finally fall. Chaotic Gnome falls as well. He had switched off from the Ana, and now it is the last team fight. They should be able to find somebody that can touch, but actually the three members that are coming forward are not there. We need the ball to get here. Orbit, can you get here? It is not going to be enough. It's going to first map goes to the Frantic Lavacats.
They finally managed to get it out, and in the end, it turned out that the ultimates they had, yes, obviously they had them, but you still need to get value out of your ultimates in order to actually make them, well, worth having. So unfortunately, they couldn't quite get that. Lovely play here from McSmugget, though. I mean, a lot of shots here hitting from McCree, but unfortunately, we're not going to actually see the end of it. Don't know if he actually killed that Mercy in that play.
I believe, you know what, we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt because
let's just say it was
innocent, but guilty.
Exactly, and I hope for the next map at least we'll get the kill feed. That's all we really need. But outside of that, I'm just gonna enjoy the rest of the game now. Got to go over to the next map, obviously.
But I do believe we're going to take a short little break and let the team take that little bit of a breather. It did go to the 3 maps of Elios, so we're going to let them breathe. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. More Overwatch coming your way. Welcome back, guys. We're getting ready for match number 2, but it was the first one that went to the Frantic Lavacats against the Safe Haven, first on Ilios. Quite the back and forth. Again, we get to go to that third map, and it's not a total domination on one side. I liked what happened on the first one, and then the second one, and the third one. It did go back and forth more or less, and it was in the higher percentages on 2 of the 3 maps. It's just the Frantic Lavacats were the ones that came out on edge, and I'm going to say they stuck with the same triple deeps and the hamster with the 2 heals and just they were able to roll over, outflank, outmaneuver Safe Haven.
Yeah, I think a lot of it also has to do that Safe Haven felt much more like they had to swap heroes a lot of the time in a lot of rounds. It really messes with your ult economy. It really messes with the style you're playing because you might have to switch that up a little. Just the consistency factor from the Lavacats is really helping them out, just consistently rotating the same ultimates, doing it the same way. If you're on the same comp, you can also adapt and play the same comp in a little bit of a different way rather than switching up both the comp and the style you play in. So that might have been something that really gave him the edge. But that being said, it's not over. I mean, it's only Mat 1, and control is almost never an indicator of how close or how one-sided a series is going to get. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen on Temple of Anubis here.
Anubis, of course, is your 2 capture point map. For capture the first point, get more time to get on the second one. And quite often you see this in the Overwatch League where it's multiple rounds. So if both teams actually get to the second point and capture both points, they reset and do it again. Both teams get an attack, both teams get a defense, but that's only if both teams at least ended with some time on the clock that first time. But here on attack, first is the Safe Haven, but on defense, what does it look like Safe Haven's doing for us right, or Lavacats are doing for us right now?
It looks like they're going to go with a Narissa Hog strategy, but they will have the third tank in the D.Va there. It's going to be a solo support Mercy with the double sniper. And this looks something I've been seeing happen a lot. The one thing that is really going to be important is that Mercy doesn't die. If they somehow get their hands on M Ruby, that's just a big problem for them.
The only one that's self-sustain after that is really Horror on that Hog. On attack, though, they are going to be running up against essentially the Winston D.Va normal dive. Young Vegeta finds the first pick on a Stonewall, already kind of halting the attack that Safe Haven was going to come forward. Widow was trying to find a better advantage point landmark coming up again for Aldril, but was being instantly booped off by Bigfoot. So good play there. They have respawned. They're going to reset. And do you see in their mind when that first pick comes in, are they thinking anything different? Do they need to change something up already since they see the enemy composition is just really, really heavy on snipers?
I mean, they don't have to, but they could. That's always a thing. They're going to have a hard time against these shields, which everybody's looking, but they are getting through the choke with their tanks. Now Stonewall in the open again. It's not going to be so lucky, just like Landmark.
Mark already being picked off again. Young Vegeta getting both picks, but again, it is in favor of Lavacats 6v5 as they are already down. But that's actually okay because Landmark, when he comes back, will have a different sightline, be able to flank out. Bigfoot is put asleep. Orbit, however, has lost his mech, so it's harder to get that mech back. But the ult charge does come back a lot faster, diving forward, trying to put pressure onto the Widow and the Hanzo on the defense. The monkey is here. Horror does find Chaotic Gnome, but Captain Fletch does find Haby, and that is evening it up. The spawn advantage is up with the attackers, but M Ruby does get that res on the Haby, so he's back up and running. McStick does find the pick onto McFletch, and Bigfoot finding the D.Va counterpart. M Ruby being very disrespectful onto Stonewall's face with a punch, and you needed to stay alive, M Ruby, but because you're the only healer, but I guess you had some confidence because right now you are holding pretty strong.
I mean, if you don't have that pistol out, or if your pistol's out of ammo, you gotta somehow finish that last bit of damage off. And why not use the punch? Nicely done from Ruby, but they're gonna have to start over again. They've switched a little bit up. They're going with the Rein Zarya now. That's the big switch.
With a beautiful pull from Marissa into a hook, catching the Reinhardt as he was trying to go join the rest of his team. The Dragon Strike as well coming through to finish off Stonewall. Big Falls finding Chaotic Gnome. Genji is in the backline, does find Hades, and Bigfoot able to clean up the rest of the attacking Safe Haven. Looking for that res, going to be there saying you're not going to let anything happen to it. So they are back up to full strength, but good pick. They're going to be kind of on their toes right now. The Lavacats are, since the Mugget was able to get that pick, and he is in the silent hook, or does not able to find purchase on it. He is basically distracting half the team, which is what you want to have happen as the rest of Safe Haven is moving forward into on their left, trying to come around side. There's less sight lines they can use. It does make the snipers have to reposition from the Lavacats, and they still have to know where this Genji is. Horror does find another pick on the Captain Fletch. Young Vegeta finding a pick of his own, and that's 2 down, 3 down as the whole hog comes out to finish off this next engagement. Horror with a double kill. Heavy able to find McSmugget before he uses anything, but that ult charges on both sides looking very strong, and right now Lavacats are looking very good on this defense.
And Safe Haven couldn't even force out that supercharger. I was thought for sure McStick would have had to use that. Meanwhile, Havy is just in the back line. And McSmugget, who was looking like a very big, good point for Safe Haven on the previous map, is still doing a lot of work, but just a distraction is not enough.
Another hook pull onto the Reinhardt, just barely keeping him alive with that, but with the supercharger, that's 3 down on the side of Safe Haven. The Lavacats are just not letting them move forward at all. They only have 30 seconds. They have one more pick, and I do like that. I see that that Havy has actually moved from being in the far back, going with more with his team because of that danger that McSmugget poses.
Yeah, but now the Nano Blade's come out, and this Nano Blade, they don't even need to wait for the hull to pummel. They don't even need to wait until they get inside. If they do it right, he could just jump in and get his work done. It looks like exactly what he's going to do.
Out the Nano Blade. Dragon Strike being used to kind of back it up. It does find McSmugget. Great pick. He was not nano boosted, so he did not take the 50% less damage, and they weren't even able to get onto the point to kind of stop it. But that's a huge defensive play.
Yeah.
And just a whole entire round. That was all Lavacats, not in stopping everything that Safe Haven could throw at him.
Yeah, and it really baffles me that nano boost wasn't used, because you have no other push. This is literally where if you don't cap it there, you don't get anything. You don't get a percent on the board. You just need to get to the point. You need to do the damage. And if you only throw in that Genji, he's never gonna get value out of the Dragon Blade. There's 3 tanks there. The Mercy is just used Valkyrie. He might get the Hanzo. That's like as close as he'll get to a kill. But anything after that, without the nano, he's already lucky if he gets that 1 kill. So I'm really surprised why they didn't throw that out. It's definitely something they could have done.
Too much clutter in front of an Ana to.
Yeah,
that's why Genji you always see dash forward up in the air, because as soon as he uses his ult, all of his abilities come off cooldown, and that does give a direct line of sight for the Ana to accurately give only him.
Maybe that was it. Like maybe that was it, but then again, you should know, like your team as well. I think the sightlines were good enough that they could have done it still. You even got bubbled, so you can get bubbled, you can get nano boosted. But that may be just my opinion. Obviously, it was just a very good hold from the Cats. Like Frantic Lavacats just doing a very good job of holding them off, not needing that Baptiste, not needing that second healer. And there were definitely some good attempts there coming out from Safe Haven. They just couldn't quite get that 1 opening or 2 opening picks that really put them over the edge. They were actually always the one that got first, so they had a hard time going through the gate. And now it's going to be the Frantic Lavacats going on the attack and Safe Haven defending, and they're choosing to go with something a little less stationary, but
they're going more back to that very mobile composition. The only one that doesn't really mobile is Horror on that Ana. And Horror was the one on Roadhog last time that was just getting all those hooks onto Captain Fletch. So we'll see what happened. Orbit is put to sleep right away by Horror. So that could be an opening to push forward. Monkey and Diva both go forward. The Monkey, however, is taken down by McSmugget. Double kill for McSmugget, also getting Horror. Bigfoot, however, fighting Landmark, is still in favor, though, of Safe Haven. They're up 5v4 right now. And Ruby evening it up as McSmugget is taken down. That's both DPS down for the defending team. They need to they'll be relying on Orbit, who hopefully will be at a high charge most of the time, decently charged right now. But it does look like Lavacats are waiting for the rest of their team, because they are slowly taking picks, and it could be a full regroup or just keep poking, because Lavacats are a lot more mobile than Safe Haven right now.
In the meantime, no, Bigfoot is going into the enemy spawn, so McSmugget and Landmark have to sort of fend off that Genji. It looks like they're going to be able to do a decent job of that. But meanwhile, on the point, the fight is breaking out as well. So that's a very nice distraction tactic. And now they're going to get into the thick of it, but it looks like they're holding on.
We're holding on. Orbit does find McStick, and again, that Genji was distracting both DPS, so a lot of the damage was not here yet for Safe Haven until the stun, the shot does get him in here. They are able to regroup. Now Respawn, again, is still closer for the attacking team right now, the Lavacats, but I do like that he was trying to zone him out, and it was working very well. It seems like Bigfoot is trying to flank as best he can. He's getting really close to that blade. He's getting really low, however, he was not able to get the big health pack. It was already being used, so McShmugget does finish him off. Chaotic Gnome falls, and Landmark finds a pick of his own onto Young Vegeta. So both flankers down right now for Lavacats. I think that's going to be a regroup again for the Lavacats to bring their minds back together, say, okay, what else do we have? What can we do? Because now their nano-boosted blade is coming up.
Yeah, you really have seen these flanks work out very well in the past for other Genjis and Sombras. But the main part about it is you have to coordinate it together with your team so that they cannot focus you while you're running around. So they have to do this together at the same time in order for it to work out. But I think Young Vegeta 2 is going to be ready for that EMP. That's going to be their big play right now.
Comes the Dragon Blade, does catch 3! Dragon Strike being used as well, is not able to find much, but does find the disc that essentially came out. That's 2 kills on the side of Safe Haven, 3 kills right now, so McShtick does find a pick of his own from Lavacats onto Chaotic Gnome, but that's a cleanup, if I ever saw one, and very good reactions from both. I like the grab onto the Genji that stopped it from happening, and it's still a hold here for Safe Haven.
And you're in this position when you're the Lavacats where you only need to cap a third. So all you need to do is wipe out like 3 members of the other team without dying. So I'd say it was worth it to try and do just the EMP Nano Blade combo. If they had done that, no way that Graviton would have countered and no way the Shatter would have come in. So again, it's one of these things where I don't know if you're getting the value out of the ultimates that you should, but they still have the EMP now. So maybe it's gonna net the worth that they didn't get last time.
They already used the invulnerability field, so that's pretty big. It's a very, very long cooldown. They know that. Then there's Sombra flanking on the front side, looking for a good position to use that EMP. Going to be going on the Rhine Shield. Here's the EMP. Does catch every member of the team. Safe Haven is completely hacked, and they're going to start being chased down. Captain Flesh is the first to fall from McShtick. Diva's trying to catch and put pressure onto the Hanzo. Does come down. Transcendence actually is able to use it with great keep everyone alive who is still able to be alive, but because of that hack, and the hack again on the Stonewall, Horror does finish him off. Chaotic Gnome finding a pick of his own. Bigfoot double kill, and that's going to be all she wrote. Lavacats able to get it on the last fight here on Anubis. They do take that. They are now up 2-0 in this series.
Yeah, it was still getting relatively close to them not capping anything out at all. That Zenyatta was so close to not being hacked, and he could have just transcended and saved that entire fight from that EMP follow-up. So it was still like millimeters just working out in the favor of the Lavacats there. But yeah, I mean, good job on Safe Haven still holding on for that long. They were very close to actually getting that full hold out, and it was almost hitting overtime by the time that third came in. So still, again, a close match, but both these teams seem to be very good at defending. I think that's something we've definitely established. Now, on maps where it's going to be less like established defense, so particular escort maps, and after the first point of hybrid, that's where we're really going to see what these teams are probably going to be able to do when that's not a situation. Because is the snowball going to come in at that point? Is the fact that you cannot have this one setup lock that the attack has to break, is that going to play a role? And I'm very interested to see if either team like adapts to something different on those type of maps. And going to Numbani, that's really one that like a dynamic that's going to come in hard.
Looking forward to it again. Numbani is coming up next as the Frantic Lavacats leading this series 2-0 against Safe Haven. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back before we move into the next map. Don't go anywhere. Guys, welcome back. Again, we are against these. We've got this fantastic matchup. Frantic Lavacats top right in your blue, and then top right in your red is Safe Haven. Frantic Lavacats right now are leading the series 2-0, and we're on map number 3 here from Numbani. Again, I'm Spiftastic Me, and if you're just joining us, the man who actually lets you understand what actually happened is right over here, my mana class, sir. Happy hump day again.
Yeah, thank you. I'm not exactly sure about that reference because I'm actually European, so that's a little bit foreign to me, but that's okay. I can definitely understand. I think I know what it means, but it's just it's a little bit different to me.
Go with the positive version in your head.
Exactly. Like I know what you mean. It's just that Wednesday's the hump of the week, so you just get over it. But that's okay. We're gonna go on the defense here with Numbani. Looking at the Lavacats, they're gonna come out here with something pretty interesting, which is again this Doomfist. But they're running it in a 2-2-2 format this time. So last time they ran this on Ilios, they had a triple DPS setup and only the Wrecking Ball as a tank. But this time, Havy is going to go over to the D.Va as well. They've been swapping around a little bit on these support and tank roles because Young Vegeta, while he's listed as a flex, he's basically only playing Doomfist so far, with one Sombra pick, I think, so far. So that's a little bit of a change up. But interesting to see how they're going to attack this.
From attack on the Safe Haven, they're going to be doing more very similar. They're going to try what they've been going up against, which is the triple or the 2-2-2 with a very dive heavy. So it is 1, 2, 3. There we go. 2 flankers in the form of Sombra and Landmark over there on the Tracer, as well as the double heals. Basically, single heals Sheeny because Chaotic Gnome is going to be staying with McShmugget in the air as best he can. Captain Fletch does get stunned. Chaotic Gnome being chased down by the D.Va is not going to be able to get away. Just alive. Landmark able to survive just barely. Bigfoot able to dodge that punch as well. Diving from him forwards. Shin is actually still staying very, very low, needing Chaotic Gnome to help heal her back up as the bang over here dashed through the air, almost able to finish him off. Not going to be enough. Bigfoot is hacked, going to be taken down from that Pharaoh Rocket. McShmugget does take it down, but Young Vegeta able to find that punch. Bigfoot is rezzed by M. Ruby, keeping the hopes alive for the Lavacats on defense. So they are right now up 6v5, 6v4 as Landmark is taken out by this ground slam from Young Vegeta, and that's going to be a first hold, and both teams now know what both teams have.
Yeah, Young Vegeta, the Doomfist really just turn up in that fight, just takes down both the Pharah and the Tracer, who can be very annoying to really pin down, even as a Doomfist. So that's a very impressive play coming out right there. Pharah is going to come through the main for McShmugget. No, so it takes a little bit of a different angle, and already taking Horror down.
I mean, they knew what the crutch of this one is. Essentially, Horror on the Anna was the one that they needed to find. Was able to find that pick. However, Chaotic Gnome does fall as well. And Ruby does get Horror back up again. It looks like Lavacats were on full strength. Young Vegeta is taken out by the Landmark from that Tracer, so it is now 5v5. Justice reigns from above, is able to take Haiti out of the mech. McStick finding the punch onto Aldil, and then Horror able to actually help finish off McShmugget in the air. Again, Anna does a lot of damage when she hits. It's 70 damage in just over a few seconds. And Solo is going to be taken out. McStick was trying to get that last little sliver of health that Sheeny had. Bigfoot actually finishing off Landmark as well. And it's another hold coming out from the Lavacats, but a lot more engaging of a fight. And now we have ults online very strongly for the Lavacats to continue to hold this.
And a very interesting dynamic that you see happening is normally when teams attack on Numbani, they try to get into this in the same position, or at least they dive the same place, but that's not really happening right now with this triple DPS composition. Horror did go down early, but then the fights were happening in like 3 different locations, so there was never really any teamwork going on. It was just a very chaotic fight.
Second Blade comes out with the anti boost. Does get the kill on the Schmugget. Havy as well takes that Chaotic Gnome and double kill over for Bigfoot, getting both healers on the side of Safe Haven. So it's already down. It's already going to be a nice hold again over here for Lavacats. Only needing to use the 2 ults. They still got 4 in their pocket, but they got going up against 3 on this next engagement coming up from Safe Haven. And I do like that. We already know this can't be a tie because they were able to get that 49.1%.
Yeah, Kevin Flesh somehow just thinks, let's throw out the minefield in there. Dies to Bigfoot there, but that minefield's not really zoning anyone out. I guess it's zoning Bigfoot out from dashing back in there, but he can go around the cliff, which he's doing. And they really need to start getting some value out of these ultimates. Sheeny has the nano, that it's mainly the EMP. You need to get so much value out of that, but the grouping up is not that strong for the defense, so that's already hard to get out.
EMP comes out, able to find 2, gets slept, and then Anna grenaded, and M. Ruby, who is hacked, is going to go down as well. A lot more fights going on. It's going back in 3-3 right now. Could be anybody's game. There's no healers on the side of the Lavacats. but there's Shinny is going to be coming back. The ball trying to put pressure, gets the pulse bomb onto the hamster and his hack, trying to get back to the health back, the main health back. The mine does actually find for Mixstick, does find Shinny. Aldro does finish off the hamster, and Bigfoot, again, this is Lavacats able to solidify their defense for more time. They are running out of time, though. Safe Haven is 10 seconds and counting, trying to contest the point here is the ball with Doomfist and Anna on the point. Valkyrie comes out. Dragon Blade comes out looking to kill on the Lucio, does find it with the dash kill thanks to Young Vegeta with the double kill, able to finish it off the Chaotic Gnome and Captain Fletch. Big Schmugget does find the kill onto Mini Diva. Justice raining from above, and Anna boosted is not going to find anyone. Bigfoot actually going to take him down. Ruby with these reses is pretty big, letting Diva to get back into the fight to help with this defense because Aldro has been able to finish off Young Vegeta, one of the big key points on this defense, but Bigfoot and Haiti finding picks of their own. EMP again comes out, finds 4, the hamster and the Diva and don't worry, I do this. Mercy and Bigfoot were able to get EMP'd, but not enough people were there to help finish off. We got a Doomfist of your own coming out from McSchmugget, trying to show his own ability to do it. Meteor Strike comes down to try and stop this ball. It was literally just going around in circles for so much fun. There it is. There's the find off, and it's going to be tick and a half or so for the first round, going in favor of Safe Haven. But I mean, Lavacats just kept shutting most of those attacks down.
Yeah, and it's really one of those things where a lot of comment you always get against OWL teams that run or choose to not run triple DPS compositions. And you can really see how hard it is to execute them, because the whole point about a triple DPS comp is that you're not fighting a lot of solo fights. The point is that you're fighting the same fight from a lot of different angles, and they never were able to really do that, which meant that the double tank sustain from the defense plus that Doomfist, they were able to fight much more spread out while getting more value out of those higher health pools and that CC that they could get out. Meaning that, yes, you have a Tracer and a Sombra and a Genji and maybe even a Pharah or like whatever they were running, really, that can go in from different points. But they all went in from different points and then started fighting different fights. And that is really what it comes down to. If you're running a composition, you need to make sure that you execute it in the way it's supposed to be executed. And I feel that it might not have just been Lavacats really denying them that execution, but also a lot on the attackers not putting themselves into position to execute it that way. They're going to have to defend now, though, and they did cap some percent, so it's definitely possible for them to hold on. And with a composition that features an Orisa and a Baptiste and a Torbjorn, defenses are always a lot more likely than you would think, especially full holds. The only thing they have to really be careful about so they don't forget about that objective.
RC, that is, I'm looking forward to it. They're going to be setting up that bunker on the far right side of the point, look from the attacker's point of view, and the attackers, again, are the Lavacats, and they're coming out with a 3-3 Moira goats. Not usually one you'd see. You usually see the Zenyatta or the Anna in favor of the Moira, but they're moving forward with this big AoE heals from basically all 3 healers, and they're moving very close. They're trying to show that they're very mobile, although they are definitely not as mobile as they usually are, and they're going to start going all the way around the outside, basically to dislodge where this bunker is. Now, Young Vegeta is put asleep, and I like the repositioning that's happening on the side of Safe Haven, and they have a lot better sight lines, able to keep McSchmugget, who was trying to do a flank from getting the angle that he wanted. Now they're going to start moving forward. The Torbjorn turret is up in her. They're going to go ahead and the Fire Strike unable to get enough purchase that we would have liked. They're moving the fight onto the point, though, and McSchmugget does find the pick onto Horror, and it is a Hanzo, essentially Baptiste. Now they're going to start moving forward to get onto the point. McSchmugget is taking it down, so right now it's 5v5. Vulnerability coming out for the side of Safe Haven, and they need to use that as best they can, but right now it's going to be pointing out. Bigfoot does take it down. This fight, there goes down Captain Fletch. Bigfoot taking it down. Here comes out the rally from the Lavacats, and a boost coming out onto the side as well from Chaotic Gnome. Not going to be enough. Right now it's Lavacats just basically taking everyone down. It's only Diva left. Trying to get back is the Dragon Strike is going to be eaten before even taken down. That's going to put the Lavacats up 3-0 for this series against the Safe Haven.
Yeah, and of course we're not done. We're still going to play the last map of Junkertown, which is always a nice one to see, but you can definitely see once again that the way you execute a composition is so important. It's not just the composition you run, but it's the way you execute it. You see the Lavacats exactly understanding that you're just we're goats. We're 3-3. We stick together. We run through a point, and even if people get pulled off, we just all drop. We're gonna stick together because that's how our sustain works. That's how just that composition works. And on the other side, they're supposed to do a lot of damage from range on the side of Safe Haven, but they dropped down to try and follow up on everyone being pulled off the high ground because they thought, oh, we have to contest point. But that didn't really pan out for them because in that case, the Reinhardt just runs up to the Orisa and starts smacking her. And that's not what you want. You don't want to hammer in your face as Orisa.
Over and over again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just, over and over and over again. Just keep rolling over. And yeah, I mean, Orisa was the first one to die. I think maybe Hanzo was, but you think they get the Moira. That's a lot of healing gone. But Brigitte and Lucio together, they can do a lot of sustain, especially on tanks. And yeah, you need to somehow get more out of that. And Torbjorn wasn't able to get the ult up. Hanzo wasn't able to get the ult up. And in some ways, you got to wonder, do you maybe put a Bastion up or something else that just does a little bit more faster direct damage, maybe even a Pharah instead of the Hanzo or the Torbjorn? That might have changed things, but it just looked like Safe Haven. They're looking at these compositions, thinking, oh, this composition is good, but there might be a little bit more of a learning curve necessary to exactly how these compositions work and what they have to do to run them properly. And obviously, we're expecting perfect play, but that's why I hope they learned from it. That's all.
I love their rotation of where they went when they realized, oh gosh, we're going up against this 3-3, and they did it. They tried to go for a flank as well. He almost got caught out, but they realized what they were trying to do, and then Frantic Lavacats were able to execute what they were doing slightly better than Safe Haven. So that's just how the Numbani cookie crumbles. And it looks like we got a few more substitutions coming in one way or the other. We're going to give them another minute or two to have that done. Why don't we take this short little break so I can get up and stretch one more time. And we'll be right back for map number 4. Again, Frantic Lavacats against Safe Haven, 3-0. Still going to play that 4th map. We'll be right back. That was... And guys, welcome back. We are on map number 4 against, and this is the Frantic Lavacats versus Safe Haven. Frantic Lavacats are up left in your blue, and the Safe Haven top right in your red. Frantic Lavacats essentially won this series 3-0 right now, but we're going to see what because every map win does matter, and we're seeing if Safe Haven can get what they want here on Junkertown, the payload map of the night. And again, with me is our beautiful Mana Class.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I did my beard for this, so I guess I'm pretty today. But looking over to this, we're going to see the double sniper. We're potentially going to see the Junkrat coming out from Bigfoot. So they're still going to go with this solo tank mixed stick setup. And I don't mind it. But they've been doing okay on the Hull Tooks as well. So I would have not mind seeing a Rissa Roto combo instead.
Does look like Horror, who was that hook god, basically, was picked out for a Zapper. First pick of the night comes from Bigfoot onto Stonewall. Got to watch where you step out, because that's a common tactic here on Junkertown, is to put some mines and some traps right outside the door. Young Vegeta able to get that kill into Death Gun with a great halt from the Orisa to kind of set that up. But it doesn't matter, because they're still pushing the payload forward. They can't really... Lavacats not really contesting very much at all. Zapper finding a pick onto orbits, and the spawn advantage is overwhelmingly in favor of the attacking team. So they are taking a lot of these kills, a lot of these deaths from the side of Lavacats, and a lot more ult charge are going to be in the pockets of Lavacats, but the respawn is literally right there. So all they need to do is just stop going in one at a time, and then they can regroup. And there's this very sneaky Junkrat looking to kind of flank. I see what you're doing over there, Bigfoot. Fire in the hole comes out from behind, going up on top, looking for somebody. Gets taken out by Stonewall, and Aldrel able to find out where Bigfoot was. So right now they're up 65. Safe Haven can push forward with confidence as they push, trying to get from point 0 to point A. And they are trying to flank. They are pushing back. They are having to reposition Lavacats around this next corner, and they are able to get the Bigfoot is coming back off of Junkrat onto a Genji, trying to put some pressure on that backline. Young Vegeta winning that Hanzo duel against McSmugget, getting that Dragon Strike as well, trying to push him back. They were already up 6v4, but they're going to go ahead and solidify that defense what they had as they are coming forward, because they are kind of trying to die on point, which I like. You usually want to have that happen, but Zapper getting a double kill onto Captain Fresh and Death Gun, and Bigfoot also, not to be outdone, is able to take down the Widow. Another regroup and reset for Safe Haven, as the defense, again, from both these teams has been very, very strong.
Yeah, and it always surprises me. Like on Junkertown, you have these two flank routes going out. They're usually used by snipers, and they really weren't abused by McSmugget and Aldra whatsoever. So I'd like to see them do that a little bit more. But they're actually going to go on the far right with their main tank. Captain Fletch already going up there. So that's an interesting move. You don't see that happen all that much with Orisas.
I mean, they did have the wall hack. Maybe they didn't hear it, because then they knew exactly where they're coming through. Captain Fletch getting taken down by the sniper, and then it's evened up thanks to McSmugget taking out Bigfoot. And Aldril able to get the Widow duel onto Zapper. That is going to be Safe Haven's opportunity to push forward, as they are up 5v4 right now. McSmugget is trying to regroup the rest of his team, and Marubi is able to get the res over onto Zapper, who's going to try and regroup. And a grenade onto the Hanzo is not enough. There's no follow-up damage onto it. McStick able to find Stonewall. If they can push forward, another Dragon Strike coming out from the side of Safe Haven, right on the spawn, basically trying to stop them from regrouping or backing up. McSmugget, both Hanzos taking each other out from hilt arrows. What a fantastic shot from both of them at the same perfect split-second timing you need to have both arrows in the air and both of them hit both heads at the same time. Good job, McSmugget, and good job, Vegeta. You got the Dragon Blade coming out on Bigfoot, trying to deal with damage, but Captain Fletcher still pushing the payload very forward. No one's there. Oh, it was able to get point A just by being at Orisa, being on point. They got off the point to dive into the back line of Safe Haven. It even better for Safe Haven as they move forward. Quite what you call that? It's a letter and a number. What is it called, man, in class?
I don't know. I don't know what you're referring to. I think that's something you just sometimes you make a mistake, and that's fine. But okay. I mean, I think it was even a nano Orisa, so you can definitely understand that those three squishy members just did, especially supports, because I think it was just Diana and the Mercy there. I did not want to go on the payload with the nano Orisa there. So yeah, that is. It's more of a force, and now McSmugget is just going to push it forward. And even though they are maybe not using the space optimally, they're still able to force it out, because neither team is really stretching their sniper sightlines as far as they maybe could. So it's interesting, just 1v1, we're taking the same angle, and the one just wins out on the other.
This position right here, as we get to the end of point B, is very much in favor of the attackers now, because there's... sightlines are amazing now. Aldra was able to win that duel against Bigfoot. McSmugget finding Zapper as well. Captain Fletch finds the pin onto Vegeta, and that's a cap 2. Not even really, like, how's half a fight on Street
There was
Phase.
No fight. There was no fight.
Phase 2. They got point 1 and they got point 2 basically for free.
Yeah, that was is definitely something. And Bigfoot keeps doing these very aggressive dives in the backline, but has done virtually no support. It might be more valuable to help out in other places, but it's just such a good capitalization. And Aldro winning out that duel, that was really what's helping them. And they're looking good right now. Safe Haven looking a lot better than on the other maps so far. They might even complete this map right now.
And the McSmugget did fall, but is coming back. Diva Bomb coming out, looking for some picks. Able to find Zapper in the back. Aldro is taken down by the uppercut from Young Vegeta, and Havey actually finding the kill onto McSmugget. Double kill from our support, Havey, onto the Reinhardt as well. I'm sure he was trying to heal his team, and it just went through because he was already full health. Ember able to get the res back on Zapper, able to try and keep this defense alive, but it is two members here on the point. Diva's going to be demeched and hooked. Death Gun taken out by Zapper. Zapper again getting a double kill onto Orbit as well. Deciding that the Widow is not what he was working on with, so he switched off onto the Hanzo and already flying at 55% of his ult. Lavacats able to hold strong on point 3.
I have a feeling that Aldro may be swapping off as well pretty soon, because it's going to be hard to make this Widowmaker work. You have to go in through a very tiny angle, and then you have also not that much space to work with. There's already a
big
Blade
Dragon
coming
Blade.
out. What a shatter!
Shatter. You got 2 ults for 1. Well played, Captain Fletch, and they're going to go off on that. They realize they are up 6v5. They have the ult advantages. Lucio ult is used as well just before the fight occurs, and they're pushing onto the payload. Arissa's trying to back up as fast as he can. The Bongo is taken down. Charge finds the Orisa, looking to finish him off. It's still being pocketed by the Mercy. Is going to be not going to be enough, as we got triple kill from Death Gun on the Lucio, and the follow-up with his Reinhardt. Well played, and they're going to be pushing forward. They're going to have one more fight, the Lavacats are, but Safe Haven are moving very, ever so closer to the end of the map.
And that's kind of what I was talking about with Bigfoot going very deep. Where I think like, if you use that blade, that's slightly more open place, that's much better. That's a shatter into spawn though. That's
able to get the kills, but it creates Hager. Dragon Strike onto the point, and Dragon Strike to the right of the point from the attacker side. McSmugget finds the kill. Zapper finds McSmugget, and Ruby able to get Young Vegeta back up, and it does pay for it from a kill from Ruby. Does try and get the res, is not able to do it. McStick says no res for you. Boops down on Stonewall's face. Captain Fletch able to find Heavy, and Bigfoot able to punch Orbit. Charge does get countered thanks to a great power-up punch from Vegeta, and it's going to be just barely holds 3.4 meters away from the end with a minute remaining. Let's see what they can do here on Safe Haven.
And McSmugget now going over to the Doomfist. Aldra's still on that Widowmaker. Interesting to see if he can get the value out of that with both the Genji and the Doomfist hunting him. It's not been looking good lately.
Potentially the ball.
Yeah, potentially the balls. I don't think the ball will. I mean, they've already have enough people looking for that Widow, but Aldra holding very far back, so it's probably going to be fine. Even Zapper shooting at him. They really don't want this Widow
ground.
to do anything.
He dives in. Meteor Strike coming in. If he goes for the Widow, she was able to get out of the main center of that, but not all the combos are coming in as well. McSmugget did find Zapper, though. Widow able to stay alive despite the dive and the ult being used on him from the Doomfist. They move in, they're turning into fights, coming back and forth, both Doomfists having fun with each other. Young Vegeta's gonna fall down to orbit. Here comes the Dragon Blade, Shatter comes out, does find one on the ground, and does shatter the Bigfoot, which is the one you wanted to shatter, and really able to get the res onto Vegeta. Havey does fall down to the punch, but we got 4 kills coming in from the side of Lavacats onto here, though. Captain Fletch does get back up next to Stonewall, but he falls down, not able to get on a point. Great push and great hold from the Lavacats, able to stop it.
Yeah, it really goes to show that third point of Junkertown, if you get stopped once, you can get stopped forever. And it's so hard to get back into that and really get things going. And it was really Safe Haven once again. They swapped up a few things along the way that worked out very well for them. But you got to question at some point whether that Widowmaker is still valuable. I will say, though, I think it was a Lavacats that really adapted properly. They really recognized what the win conditions were of the enemy team, and it wasn't pushing the payload. It was getting that space for a pick, and then just for that Widowmaker, and then letting that Widowmaker in the back. And they really capitalized on that by just always either sending Doomfist in that, pressuring her out with a Hanzo, with a Genji. And those are all heroes that don't necessarily need to commit very hard to countering out a Widowmaker. But if they're all 3 there, she has to be so wary that she can just not take angles on the enemy. I think that's really where they recognize that we don't have to actually kill her, but if we keep her busy or afraid enough, she's not going to get any value. So we're essentially fighting a 5v6 at that point. And that was just very well executed and recognized. They might be actually going out with the Bastion on their attack, though. But defenders, I see a Sombra. I see a Sombra. They're going to run Sombra Goats. And Goats is a very nice standard composition to start off this on. But usually you will hold a little bit closer to spawn because you just fight whatever is coming out of spawn as soon as it leaves. And it does look like they might be setting up close there, but they may have already shown a little bit of their cards. I don't know exactly why they're holding this far back. I don't think they need to.
I mean, it is very more of a brawly comp, especially with that Brigitte, and they're going to be running into, it looks like the pirate ship. Called the pirate ship because you got shields, double shields, and you have a freaking turret that is just throws down damage, which is going on. The hack does get onto the Bastion. Well done. The invulnerability field being used as well. That's going to be their cue, essentially, to push forward. Stonewall is the first to fall, though. Zapper able to get that pick. Who is that other shield, usually on that DPS role, is now being the Reinhardt. Young Vegeta is going to be set up after being hacked in the back, although getting purpled, is going to just start mowing down over on the side of Safe Haven as they fall down, and they're going to reset up, get both shields up and running again. Reinhardt in the back and Orisa shield in front. At Safe Haven, we need to see something different, I think.
Yeah, and once again, it's one of these things where you really see how sometimes hard it is to get these coordination plays off, where when the Sombra hacks, as soon as the Bastion's hacked, you need to already be on top of them. So that movement came in a little bit late, and then the Mortality Field still had to be destroyed. So by the time that Bastion was unhacked, that's only when they were really pushing, and now they're just in a bad position. They can just drop down and die straight away, and they're just getting cleaned up here. Lavacats.
Double kill grenade from Haby. Haby is the reason right there why Lavacats was able to get that win. Even though the hack came on at the Baptiste, and it was able to sleep the Sombra, communicated to Zapper. Zapper charged him off, and then the grenade onto the point, basically stopped the rest of that defense from Safe Haven. So well played there, Haby.
Really nicely done from that Ana. Now they're going to throw out the supercharger. They do get Ruby though.
But young Vegeta is just going to start mowing him down, getting Captain Fletch and Death Gun. That's both the mobile healer and the main tank on the side of the defense. But they do remember to keep pushing the payload. There we go. Ana has moved onto the payload. They're going to be here. Sombra just is able to get the kill onto young Vegeta and recall to translocate just in time.
Little too late.
Ruby did have the res.
Yeah, because the res was still, and Ruby had already respawned, so the res was there. Had that res not been there, they would have had a great opportunity to attack now, but they do have that EMP, and it doesn't look like Lavacats want to at all be anywhere away from the payload. I think only the Mercy's hiding right now. If they can get that Baptiste, that should be an easy fight win. There they go, the Nano Reinhardt.
Despite hiding, that is a 6-man EMP. They're going to move forward. The invulnerability field is taken out first. Shatter comes to make sure they can't retreat so they can start staggering it. Well played. That is 4 ults being used on the side of Safe Haven to basically solidify this fight, but it is a hold. They have 4 minutes, and they are able to say, hey, we got through Streets phase in one fight. It's going to take you more than one.
Yeah, it's gonna be the question: are they gonna switch anything up on the attack? Because it's so hard to set that payload back up. They don't really have the space to do it with. Young Vegeta already under a lot of pressure here from McSmugget, but are they gonna? They're gonna stick on it because they think with the ultimates that's gonna be worth it. I don't know if it is. I mean, they have a lot of support ults and like they just have ults, but what value are they? It
looks like they have more of the distance fight one because again, the defense right now from Safe Haven is more of a brawly comp. Waiting for essentially the pick, and Haby getting the Ana grenade kill on the McSmugget. They know they're up. Now they're going to start moving forward. Young Vegeta moving forward onto the point. As soon as he gets the point, he is now in turret mode, looking to mow it down. Huge Ana grenade again, and there comes out the window the amplification matrix, and Young Vegeta and Zapper getting picks of their own. That Ana grenade from Haby. Oh my goodness. Able to open up the fight, a huge play, able to allow them to get set back up. There wasn't enough answers on the side of Safe Haven, and so they're going to look like they might get this uncontested.
Yeah, I think they will. It's too close. They can't really contest this.
Oh, they are going to try and recontest. Yeah. Charge comes out, is not going to find purchase anyone. Stonewall getting really low, and they're going to... Huge EMP again! We got a 4-man EMP, and it was enough to also let the hack and the sleep get on the young Vegeta. Zapper, however, going to win the Reinhardt battle against Captain Fletch, and they are holding. They are on the point, not letting it get directly to point 2, which is what they're looking for. Here comes the invulnerability field comes out, allowing Bastion to stay alive. It was a decent hold. Took me a little bit by surprise, but Lavacats able to get point 2.
Ooh, Deathgun even getting out of the game because of that one. I think we're gonna get a little bit of a pause here.
We're gonna need a little bit of a pause as he is.
There we are. Yeah, that's definitely happening. And they still have so many ultimates on the attack. And I think a large part of why that attack was so successful is it's the position. Where do you hold and how do you attack? When do you attack? A lot of that comes down to obviously like the decision of where that all is. All those choices, they're all decided by what composition and what heroes you run. You said it. They have a very close range brawly composition, but they were holding relatively far back. So then the Bastion composition can walk forward, get set up on the payload before they even drop down. And I think that is really something that you cannot allow to happen. McSmugget was almost back up to another EMP by the time they really set up, but was taken out by the anti-nade. And then they couldn't really engage. At least they were late on engaging onto the enemy team. And then the Mortality Field came out, etc. So they keep fighting on Lavacats' terms rather than their own. I think that is really something they gotta figure out.
Have to use either this high ground or use the flanking position of going underneath near that major health pack to let it happen. But fire strikes are just going to be raining from Captain Fletch basically unabashed because there is no way to eat it. There's no way to avoid it. And then, it's very easy to hit a very stationary target. Here comes the Evocation Matrix right in front of it. Here's the Diva Bomb looking right behind. But that's like we have triple kill from Young Vegeta. Again, that Evocation Matrix does 100% damage increase to all projectiles going forward. That's including healing. But, when there's a Bastion who already is known for his damage output, you put that in front of him, you're going to melt even faster than usual. Because that's the hack from Sombra. Stonewall is taken out by McStick. They're going to have one more contest here. Diva comes out to try and eat all the damage that's coming out. The Immortal Field comes out trying to help it, but because it's in there, surviving all the kills that would have happened. The Great Disc, as we call it, or the Invulnerability Field. And it is the tank comes out, kills out Death Gun. Haby able to find Captain Fletch as he was healing it up. Double kill from Young Vegeta. It's the Bastion that's just cleaning up everybody right now. And again, that it moves with the payload, so it's a great position to put it on. Again, with the Amplification Matrix and the Invulnerability Field, it goes with whatever's underneath it, so it will move. And just like that, it's going to be a 4-0 sweep in favor of the Lavacats. Great effort from Safe Haven on these last few points. They were just not able to crack the very well set up pirate ship coming out from Lavacats.
Yeah, unfortunately they're not quite able to get a map win here, but they showed some promise. It wasn't a complete disaster. They got very close with Ilios. They made it very close on Anubis. This last one and Numbani maybe not as close, but you can see how much damage a Bastion can do here. And he has. And you gotta remember, they have 3 damage boost opportunities. They have the Nano Boost, they have the Amplification Matrix. Actually, they have 4. They also have the Supercharger, and they have Mercy's general damage boost. So there's so much you can just constantly pump out damage with that Bastion that you don't even need another DPS. They're running 2 tanks, 3 supports, and only that Bastion. So a very nice strat to see come out. Obviously, someone we won't be able to see in the future because of that 2-2-2 lock, but still something that yeah, I mean, they had trouble dealing with them aside of Safe Haven. And I don't know if it's because of the composition or because of the way they were running their own composition. But Safe Haven, they got to go back to the drawing board for some things at least. And I always say you learn the most from a loss. And I think most people agree with me on that one. So Safe Haven got a lot to learn from this one.
We're gonna close out here, but I want to ask you who's a player of the match for you? I know who it is for me, Manaclass, but who really stuck out to you from either Lavacats or Safe Haven? Who is your player of the game?
Look, it's always hard to go for an MVP because an MVP is not the person that appears most of the kill feed necessarily. It can be. Sometimes it's just something that's very, very valuable. But in this case, I really have a hard time actually picking the right,
I'll let you know who mine is and for reasons why, while you think of who really stuck out to you in my mind. And it's easy for me to recognize who I think the player of the game is, and it's not based on kill feed necessarily, although this person definitely did. I'm a healer main. I noticed some of those healer plays in Haby, especially on Junkertown, as well as the past maps, were able to show off some great Ana plays, great Ana grenades placements, great sleeps, able to keep his tanks alive on the front line, despite them usually actually running with the one tank. So my player of the match for me goes to Haby.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I think I'll agree with you on this one. I think Haby definitely showed up big. I will say though, on the other side, they did have quite a few good anti-nades though, but it wasn't quite the same follow-up and quite the same value they kept getting from them. So I will say that Haby definitely showed up in that regard, and I do agree with you on that one. I also do want to shout out a little bit of Young Vegeta because they did show a very good Doomfist, but also flexed over a little bit to some other heroes. I mean, that Bastion play was nice. Did some work on the Sombra in at some point, I think on the Hanzo as well. So showing up as that flex as they're advertised, and that's always something that's nice to see. Like with someone just it sticks to their word, and it just comes out that way.
was a well-played game. Again, this is Frantic Lavacats taking the series against Safe Haven 4-0. I have been Spifftastic Me, co-casting with my good friend here, my new good friend, man of class. I want to give a shout out as well to Music Man, our production man. He was letting you see all the action and all the great things that were going on behind the scenes. I think that's going to do it for us today. Do you have any last words for us, man of class?
I do not. No, I mean we had some fun, we had some games, and I'm still sweaty, which I thought was going to happen anyways. But the Overwatch made it even worse. So I'm happy. I hope you're happy, and I hope everyone at home is happy.
I think we're all happy. Again, thank you guys for being here for the Frantic Lavacats against Safe Haven 4-0. I have been Spifftastic Me with Man of Class and Music Man on the production. Hope you have a Spifftastic rest of the day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, and we look forward to seeing you here next time for some more great Overwatch.